What's up guys, welcome to the channel. I am very glad you stopped by to check out this review, and in it we are going to be looking at the Cricket Moongoat by Ummagawd. I ordered it from their site directly and I paid $99 for it. I did open the package to take a look, make sure everything was in here before I started this video, so here we go. I will open it up and display it just as I got it. And here we got the 2.5 millimeter top plate, that looks like. We got the 5 millimeter arms times 4. We got the camera cage, also 2.5 millimeter. And it looks like we got the middle piece of the bottom plate here. Everything is 2.5 millimeter besides the arms, so everything I'm showing will be 2.5 millimeter besides the arms. And here is the back part of the bottom plate, which sandwiches on top of the arms, and there are shoulder bolts that go into these pressed nuts, so we'll be talking about that a little more once we get this frame put together. And this is for the front of the drone. Same scenario, goes on top of the front arms, and the press nut goes, the shoulder bolt goes through the press nut and sandwiches them together. We got a die cut grip. That's pretty cool. We got 2 battery straps, and they have the buckles, metal buckles on both sides. We'll go over that a little more once we get the frame put together. And here is our hardware packages. We got standoffs and all black hardware. Here's the shoulder bolts I was describing, and some more hardware. All right, let's get to getting this frame put together, and we'll talk some more about it. Alright guys, we'll begin the assembly of the Moongoat. As you can see, I have everything laid out here by the package that I received it in, so everything is separated and put in its own tray there. If you don't have one of these mats, I highly recommend you get one. It just makes your life real easy. It's got magnetic spots and all that kind of good stuff. You could solder on it, and it just keeps your workbench kind of clean. It's easier to clean up in the end, and it helps stay organized. So we'll go ahead and begin laying this frame out the way that it goes. So this is the front of the drone, and you can tell that this is the bottom because it has countersunk screw holes on the bottom side. So we'll go ahead and flip that over and lay that here. We will scoot the camera cage and everything out of the way. And this is the piece, that the bottom plate that goes on top of the arms to sandwich them together. Shoulder bolt goes through here, and we'll go ahead and get that in. And I am assembling this frame from just looking at a few pictures. There's no instructions, and from what I've seen, there is no assembly videos, so bear with me a little bit if we get stumped anywhere. But from the looks of it, this frame's pretty simple to assemble, so we will just hope for the best. And that slid right through, and then a standoff goes on. And as you can see, there is 3 different size screws. I have the bigger ones here, and those are for the arms. These smaller ones here, these are for the top pieces of the standoff going through the top plate. And it looks like these may be motor screws. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, so we will get there. So we will grab our arm screw here. And it feels like that one's going to be pretty tight, so we'll grab our 2 millimeter and go ahead and thread that through. And it's going to want to thread all the way. So that's a nice, good fit. We're not tightening anything down real tight right now, so that way if we have to loosen anything to get something else put together. We don't have to go back through all that. So just snug up the standoff there. Sorry for shaking the camera. And we will grab our other shoulder bolt. And we are going from the bottom. And again, we're making sure this press nut is pointed up. And this goes, I believe, that direction. We will grab our 2.5 and just give this a couple turns just to where it's going to hold it. We will go ahead and get our front arms in. Grab our arm screw, slide it through. Go ahead and snug this standoff. And here's our last arm. So far, this has been a breeze, as you can see. It's a nice change of things. I can really appreciate the craftsmanship that went into the design on this frame. It seems like they really thought it through to make it simple for the builder. And whoever's doing their CNC is doing a phenomenal job. I hardly have any residue on my fingers at all, if any at all. Yeah, none. So we'll go ahead and snug that down. And then these are our camera cages. Let's see. Again, it's countersunk on one side, so we want to make sure this is on the outside. And it looks like that is correct. There we go. And 2 standoffs go inside the camera cage, but we're going to go ahead and leave those out till I start building on this frame. I don't want to have to take it back apart to put the camera in. That's kind of counterproductive there, so I'll go ahead and not do that. And we will grab one of our small flat top screws here. As you can see, it's flat on top and not rounded. And we will snug up this last standoff here. There we go. And then again, we want our countersinks on top. And as you can see, this is milled out or routed out, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of a cool design. And wow. Okay, we'll go ahead and get this popped in. There we go. Okay, I'll go ahead and snug these screws up, and we will get with the last part of this review and just talk. Alright guys, we got the Moongoat all assembled now. As you saw, that was a really easy process. I'm really happy with everything thus far. And then some, as you can see, I have the Velcro attached, and it is done with these D-rings that I was describing. And as you can see, they attach to the standoffs there, which is a pretty good deal. And I also have the Ummagawd in, and as you can see, it's kind of a tedious process getting it up there, but in the end it does look pretty good, and I'm hoping it holds up. Usually I do Velcro on my frames, but I figured why not on this one, since it was a die cut for it and just ready to go, and it seems real sticky. Anyways, that was like I said, pretty tedious to get done. The layout of the frame is perfect. There's multiple mounting options. Let me flip this upside down. As you can see, it's all slotted out down here, so you can do 20 by 20 or 30 by 30, and you can scoot that forward or back, whatever your needs are. You just run your stack bolts through and tighten down your nut wherever you want it, and the same for the back. This was designed for DJI or Vista digital system, so keep that in mind, but it is totally capable of running analog. You just have to keep your camera 20 millimeters or smaller, and there doesn't look like there'd be any way around that since the camera cage is the distance it is. And as I said, I am not running these standoffs in the front yet until I get to assembling this frame, so you're getting a look at it with none of that. I have all the bolts snugged down. The frame is really rigid and just seems really durable. As you can see, everything is nice and flat to the frame with the countersunk screw holes. And just overall, I'm really happy with the frame. It weighs 110 grams, just the frame and the hardware. The one thing I will say about it, if you order this frame, make sure you get your SMA mount and your GoPro mount and even your arm guards, because it comes with no TPU whatsoever. So I did order this GoPro mount with it, and this was $15, which is not a bad deal. And they also have another bolt right here pre-sunk into the carbon fiber, and one of the bolts one of the screws just goes through and attaches to that. And then the front of the GoPro mount is pretty ideal because it attaches to the standoff that runs down the middle. So that seems like it's going to be a pretty sturdy setup. And then I went ahead and ordered some arm guards here too. So we'll get those attached on in the build video that I will be doing. As you can see, I'm going to be running Hobbywing 2207 1700 kV Race Pros, so looking forward to that. For the stack that I'm going to be using in it, it is the Hobbywing X rotor and the G3 flight controller and the 60 amp 4-in-1 ESC. So really looking forward to getting this quad built and flying it around and putting it through its paces, as I always do. This frame was designed around center of gravity, so they leave a couple of notes in the description that if you're not running a GoPro, you want to run your DJI Air unit or Vista in the center and your flight controller on the rear. Or if you are running a GoPro, you'll run your stack in the center as normal and your Air unit in the rear. And there's plenty of room for pretty much everything on this frame. I really enjoy all these cutouts, as you can clip your Immortal T on the rear here as Cricket does, so that works out really nicely. All in all, I'm really happy with this frame. It is up there a little bit for the $100 price tag. I don't believe there's any warranties on it, but don't quote me on that. Maybe take a look for yourself. But while I was digging, I did not see any mention of one. But we'll get this thing built up in the next video, and I really hope this helped you out and helped you make a decision on it. Please take a look at our other content we have up on the page. Give us a like and a subscription if you are finding our videos helpful. We really appreciate you guys taking the time and watching these. It means a lot to us. Peace.